Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand the pattern for right arrow. So, this is the logic for the right arrow pattern. So, this is the right arrow. How to create this right arrow? So, how this pattern can be created, that we will try to understand in this class. In our previous videos, we have clearly explained about pattern for hollow diamond pattern, and also diamond pattern has been clearly discussed in our previous videos. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch those videos and come back here, because the concepts that are discussed in the diamond pattern and the hollow diamond pattern will help us a lot in creating right arrow pattern, because the right arrow pattern can be created by the hollow pattern. So this is what we call it as hollow diamond pattern. So by making little changes within this hollow diamond pattern, we can create this right arrow pattern. See here how that can be done, that we are going to discuss about it. Now and every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts. Now coming to this class, how this hollow diamond pattern can be converted into right arrow pattern. So let's check this. See here, this part, this arrow shape, this arrow pattern will get created by this hollow pattern. So by printing only those stars at the end. So how those stars will get printed, we have already discussed in our if statement. By changing the changes in the if statement, we can create that by not printing. So how this arrow pattern will get created is by printing only these stars and by not printing these stars. So without printing these stars, just by printing these stars and at the maximum size, at the maximum number of columns, means at the row heights that is given. For example, if he has given, if the end user has given the row height as 5, so at the 5th row we have to print all the stars. With that we are going to create an a right arrow shape, right arrow pattern. Let's check this how that can be done. So just by removing this, how we can do it is, see here, this one, just by printing the end stars, and if this is the 5th star, we have to print all the okay. So all the stars has to be printed, otherwise so this is how the right arrow can be obtained. So let's check the program for this, how the logic for this has to be written. So first we are going to take a for loop, two for loops we are going to take, two nested for loops we are going to take. So this nested for loop is going to print the stars at the end, and if it is the last row, it is going to print all the values with the stars. So all these spaces with stars, and here the other nested for loop is going to create inverted full pyramid. So in that inverted full pyramid, it is going to create only the end stars, only the end stars of the hollow shape. So with this we are going to get this right arrow. Okay, let's check the program. Here is the logic for this program. The logic is for right arrow pattern. So in this we have taken the variables rows I, j. So the rows is the number of rows, the height of the pyramid. So the height of the diamond shape or height of that arrow marks. So how that right arrow pattern should be, at what height it should be, that is determined by the end user. If the end user has given the number height as 5, so that straight line that we are going to get, it is going to get at row 5, 5th row it is going to get that straight line. Okay, so now that is scanned by the the number of rows is given by the end user, it is scanned into the variable called rows, and here is the first nested for loop. This is the first nested for loop. So in this let's check this nested for loop. This is to create what it is going to create is let's check that. So here we are going to get this is used for row count. This is used for the outer for loop is used for row count. So which we have discussed about these concepts in so many videos till now. So and this is for column count. So the values that are to be printed in the columns. So where the stars are to be printed. So in that particular row where the star has to be printed, where the empty space has to be printed, that is decided by this internal for loop. Okay. So now what this if statement will do? See here. This if statement in the hollow diamond shape, we have taken the first star and the last star. So for example, if we are in the second row, so for example if we are in the second row, so the first row this star has been printed, in the second row we have to print only this star. So what happens in the second row in the full pyramid is, this is how the stars will get printed, right? So now what we have to do is, in the hollow diamond shape what we have done is, we have printed only this star and this star. So but in the right arrow shape what we have to do is, we have to print only this star. Only this star has to be printed. So this star should not be printed and this star should not be printed. Okay. So we have seen how to print only the start and the end stars. In order to print the start and the end star, in order to create a hollow diamond shape, what we have done is, we have converted j greater than or equal to, so that if statement has been converted into is equal to symbol. Now what we are going to do is, we have to print only the end star. So this discussion has already been done in our previous video. That is why we are suggesting you to watch the previous video, because this concept is totally based upon that previous video. So now what this statement is going to do is, j is equal to row plus I minus 1. Rows is 5 plus I. We are in the second row. For example, if we are in the second row, so where the star has to be printed, so that is decided by this 5 plus I minus 1. So value of I is second row, we are in the second row. The row count is done by this external for loop, which is 2 minus 1, 1, 5 plus 1, 6. So at the sixth row, so this is what the sixth column. So this is sixth column and this is fourth column. So if we are in the second row, the start of the stars is done from fourth column and the end of the stars is done at the sixth column. So from these two we have to take only one, which is end of the star. So end of the stars means here the stars will end printing. So we are not going to consider these two stars. Only this star will get printed. See here. If j is equal to row plus I minus 1, if the column is sixth column, then only print star. Else if, so what this else if condition, let's check this. If this is true, this one will get printed. If both are false, then else print empty space. Empty space will get printed. Now what this else if statement is, if I is equal to rows, what happens with this? So for example, if you have done with all the 4 stars and if we are in the fifth row, what we have to do is, we have to print all the stars. If I is equal to rows, so what is the value of rows? The value of rows is 5. The height of the rows, number of rows in the right arrow pattern is given as 5. So which means, so at the fifth row we have to print all stars. So that is the reason why we have taken this else if statement. Okay, so at the fifth row we are going to print all stars. So if we are in the fifth row, this is second row, this is third row, this is fourth row and this is fifth row. So here this will get printed. So after this the job of this first for loop, nested for loop is done. Next we have to go to the inverted nested for loop. So below this we are having the inverted nested for loop. Let's check that for loop. See here. So here row minus 1 and this is going to iterate for row minus 1 number of times and this is j is equal to rho plus I minus 1. Only the end star will get printed. The same condition is used, print star. Else if we don't have else if. Why we don't have else if? Because the arrow mark has already, the line in the arrow mark has already been drawn, so there is no need to draw another arrow mark. That is the reason why we have taken the else if statement from this second for loop, nested for loop. We have to print empty spaces. So now what happens is the arrow mark of this shape will get printed. Okay, so let's check the output there. So by the execution of that for loop, what happens is what will get printed is the arrow mark of this shape. So this shape of the arrow mark will get printed. So this is how the arrow mark will get printed. So let's check the output of this program, how the output will get printed. That we will try to check on our computer. Let's execute the program. So here is the program. This is the program for right arrow pattern. Check the program. So this is the logic of the program. Here what we have seen is j is equal to 1. So this is if j is equal to rows plus I minus 1. Okay, so print this one. Else if I is equal to rows means in the fifth row we have to print star, else we have to print empty space. This is the second second pattern. It is inverted pyramid pattern. So now we are going to print this, and let's check the output. So here we will just give 5. So this is the arrow mark that will get printed. So this is right arrow. Let's check this with a bigger arrow mark. So let's give it as 10 and press enter. So this is the bigger arrow mark that is possible. So bigger right arrow. Okay, with the 10 height is equal to 10. So this is how right arrow pattern can be printed. One more suggestion to you, in the description below you are provided with a link for PDF. So in that PDF document we have provided you with some examples. So some patterns, some example patterns are provided to you. So far we have covered nearly 12 to 13 patterns. So this the logic that we have seen so far is sufficient for you to understand the patterns. So based upon those logics, we have provided you with some examples. That example PDF, the link for that PDF is provided in the description below. So our suggestion is to follow that PDF, download that PDF and try to solve all the patterns that are given in that PDF. If you are able to solve all the problems that are given in the PDF on your own, so that is more than sufficient. You will be familiar with some certain kind of problem solving experience. So our suggestion is, please download that PDF and try to solve all the problems that are given in that PDF. So while solving that PDF, if you got any problem, please comment that problems. Please provide that doubt in the comment section below. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you feel that these concepts are useful for you, please give us a like symbol and please share this video to your friends. Thanks for watching.